Battleship New Jersey is seeking to replace some of our teak wood deck, which has badly deteriorated since the ship was last in service in 1991. When it's being maintained, it can be preserved indefinitely. However, after a decade sitting in mothballs without receiving work, the deck deteriorated very badly, and the museum has never been able to get on top of it. This causes climate control issues inside of the ship, where the teak provides insulation. It causes tripping hazards for visitors and staff as the teak deteriorates, and it causes further deterioration of the steel underneath. In the 1980s, the Navy was not able to replace the teak with a full teak wood deck. Ever since her design in 1943, the battleship had wood decks. But even with infinite funding, the federal government decided to go with a laminate system with 1.5 inches of Douglas fir capped off by a 1/2 inch of teak. On the surface, the teak doesn't look that bad, but the Douglas fir underneath has turned to mulch in the 30 years since this was put down. In theory, if the ship had continued to get work, it would have been able to last a much longer time. However, not being used, the caulk seams have come loose, water gets under the teak layer, and the Douglas fir acts like a sponge, absorbs it, rots, continues to hold that water, and holds it against the steel so that the steel underneath is corroding very badly. Eventually, the steel gives way, and the water makes it inside the ship, where it does more damage. In the past, the museum has attempted to make patches using concrete. However, this is a stopgap at best. The concrete is also porous and holds water against the steel, and acids in the concrete accelerates the corrosion of the steel underneath.
We have a couple painters that are going ahead of us, and they are actively treating the metal to preserve the steel. After they are done doing that, I am pre-making these panels in our shop here that we are in right now. And this helps us better use the resources that we're given. The original wood is over 2 inches thick and costs a fortune. So by using this plywood, we are able to quickly cover the steel that's been treated and help insulate the ship faster. And it also allows me to cover more square footage fast. This system we came up here with at the Battleship ourselves, and so far it's working out very well. We are able to drill and stud weld to the deck. Instead of 5 or 6 holes in one board, we're doing 6 holes in one piece of plywood. So the deck will not rot out as fast in the long run, and it will just help over time maintain our preservation. After this is done, we go and skim coat this with a glue, and then we start to install the teak boards right directly over top of it, as we were doing in this little sample. We're using modern day fasteners, which are hidden through the caulking later, but the original process is still done and perceived at the end. The holes and everything look like the original installation. So the sample here represents 1 square foot, which we were able to bring down the cost from, I believe, over $150 a square foot down to $75. And this includes all labor, wages, and the cost of the caulk, the glue, which is very expensive. So we were able to reach out to a few other the battleships and other ships and manufacturers as well, and find out what processes they use and what we could use. And this is how we came up with this system. It is a combination of what they are doing in cruise ships to faster process everything and also use the resources better.